Although viewers of Last Man Standing have enjoyed the show for many years, some unexpected twists occurred during production. The sudden disappearance or recasting of key characters has left fans bewildered. Stranger than you might expect, something weird happened to create these transformations, such as Kristen's abrupt makeover and the shocking replacements of Ryan and Mandy. These significant shifts occurred for what reason? Let's see how the departure of several key players affected the tone of the show. Last Man Standing, a hit American comedy series, debuted in 2011. The executive and parent at an outdoor sporting goods store, played by Tim Allen, is named Mike Baxter. The show chronicles Mike's day-to-day struggles as a man living with a large female family, his wife, 3 children, and eventually his granddaughter. While learning about his family's experiences in human rights abuses, his wife, 3 children, and eventually his granddaughter, Mike holds traditionalist ideas and is a staunch conservative. Even if his relatives are more liberal, he frequently disagrees with them, because humorous and relatable occurrences to occur. In addition to discussing his career and the changing retail industry, the show frequently finds humorous ways to discuss the evolution of modern families. Themes of generational disparities, personal development, and family were explored in Last Man Standing, which was both humorous and heartbreaking. Many people were captivated by Tim Allen's portrayal of Mike Baxter, who became famed for his charming and unyielding personality. The show's popularity stems from its accessible portrayal of family life, which skillfully blends comic elements with profound contemplations on relationships. The show's success was due in large part to the witty yet outdated banter and Mike's perspective on today's issues. There have been a lot of cast changes for Last Man Standing. The Tim Allen sitcom was so popular that it aired for 9 seasons. Fox took it up after it survived ABC's cancellation. However, there are numerous instances in the show where new performers have to be cast for various reasons. Some of the positions that required new hires were Kristen Baxter's, Ryan Vogelson's, and Mandy Baxter's. When Kristen had a son, Boyd, Vogelson was his father. Initially portrayed by Nick Jonas, Vogelson was later taken over for the subsequent seasons by Jordan Masterson. In 2012, Last Man Standing had a major cast shakeup when Alexandra Krosny, the part of Kristen Baxter, which Amanda Fuller had previously played, was reprised. There were rumors that Krosny's replacement was artistically motivated and done so that Kristen and her son Boyd would have a noticeable age gap in season 2. In order to adapt the family dynamic to the evolving plot, the creative team at ABC decided to jump in age, which was deemed essential for the show to follow its original concept. At first, Krosny assumed the role of a younger, less seasoned mother. After Fuller took over, the story's trajectory shifted as Kristen became a stronger, more self-reliant woman. After Kristen Baxter was replaced, fans of Last Man Standing had mixed reactions. When Amanda Fuller wasn't immediately welcomed into the show's world, fans who had been devoted to Krosny's portrayal of Kristen were upset. The difficulty of the transition and the reactions of some individuals were discussed by Fuller in an interview that took place in 2019. "You have to take it with a grain of salt, do your best, and hope they aren't too mean to you, which they can be," she remarked, describing the difficulty of reprising an actress role. Many fans were dissatisfied with the recasting, which Fuller attributed to the proliferation of social media platforms that allowed users to freely express their opinions. The actor revealed that she and her co-star Molly McCook both dealt with cyberbullying. She went on to portray Krosny in several roles. They were both the targets of vicious online comments and abuse. Krosny wasn't simply fired from Last Man Standing, which is an intriguing fact. In Rob Thomas's hit TV series iZombie, Krosny was considered for the role of Peyton before she was cast as Kristen Baxter. On the other hand, prior to the program's screening, after the part was recast, actor Ali Mikulka replaced Krosny. On this occasion, Krosny's involvement in a major project was ultimately altered, which likely added to the significance of her departure from Last Man Standing. Although it can be difficult for the original actors involved, iZombie's success following Ali Makalka's casting in 56 of the show's 71 episodes demonstrates that recasting decisions in the entertainment industry, at a time when the industry's reinvention plateau was already happening, were successful and could also add to the... It's possible that this is just a natural aspect of a show's evolution. The news that Mandy was leaving the program surprised everyone. The Baxter family is a familiar face to many viewers of Last Man Standing. The show's protagonist, Mike's chic daughter Mandy, is one of them. The Baxter daughter is a pivotal character from the pilot to the series finale, and she undergoes significant development throughout. Last Man Standing's 7th season premiere aired in 2018, and I caught that. The news that actress Molly McCook, who is taller and blonde, had replaced the brunette Molly Ephraim as Mandy startled fans. Last Man Standing went against the grain of most series by having new characters look nothing like the originals. The drastic transformation in their appearance was due to their exclusive focus on personality. Naturally, the fans were perplexed. Indeed, several viewers were so dissatisfied with the program that they resorted to Twitter to air their grievances. Recalling a difficult period during production can help you comprehend why Molly Ephraim left the role of Mandy. The 2017 season marked the end of Last Man Standing's run on ABC. Fans, scriptwriters, and actors all assumed for a time that season 6 would be the final one. In an Instagram post, Ephraim expressed his sadness at the ride's end and his anticipation of missing his show family. The opportunity is really appreciated. But then, the unimaginable happened. Almost a year later, the revival of Last Man Standing continued with a move to Fox and subsequent seasons. Unfortunately, Ephraim had already begun interviewing for jobs related to other initiatives. After hearing about the revival, the actress decided she wouldn't want to reprise her role as Mandy. The show's executive producer, Matt Berry, expressed his dismay at the development during an interview during the summer press tour of the Television Critics Association. "All of us adore her. In her absence, we have changed." Next, we have the Facebook forum riots. On Friday, July 15th, 2012, the cast and crew didn't seek out a replacement for Ephraim, they just wanted the part played by someone else. During her audition for Mandy, Molly McCook claimed that she gave it her all. The entire time, Molly Ephraim was fantastic as the show's lead. During an interview with Entertainment Tonight, McCook stated, "Your choice of me is very peculiar. I could see they weren't trying to find a Molly knockoff when they invited me to try out." Nick Jonas was among the most famous of the numerous stars who quit the show. After just one season, Nick Jonas left Last Man Standing as Ryan, the boyfriend of Mandy Baxter's daughter. Being a famous pop star with a significant role on the show, many of his fans were taken aback when he announced his resignation. Jonas left Last Man Standing for reasons related to his personal life as well as his career. First off, Nick Jonas. He has always prioritized his music and the Jonas Brothers above a long-term TV role, which has made the decision more difficult. Jonas had a lot on his plate between his time on the show, his music tours, and the records he and his brothers made. Since the Jonas Brothers were regaining their fame with their 2019 reunion, it was only natural for Nick to return to his music career. With the band back in the limelight, it would have been challenging for him to maintain a consistent role in a TV show that required filming for months at a time, especially considering the amount of work he put into his music. Another major factor in Nick Jonas's decision to leave Last Man Standing was the underwhelming nature of his role in comparison to the excitement surrounding it. Mandy Baxter, Manually, and McCook was meant to have a boyfriend named Ryan, who was supposed to make frequent appearances. Ryan wasn't as pivotal as Mike or Vanessa Baxter, but he was nonetheless expected to provide comedic relief on occasion. In 2008, the casting crew and writer-director gave up actually on set because they really couldn't find anyone else. Nick may have been written off because the show's creators felt he wasn't contributing enough to the plot or characters, or because they wanted to move on to other ideas. Speculation also circulated that Nick Jonas was unhappy with the direction his character was taking and the amount of screen time he was given. The protagonists of many sitcoms are rather small. Actors portraying recurring roles such as Nick may have feelings of inadequacy in terms of character development. Given his hectic schedule between his music career and other commitments, this may have contributed to his decision to go. Although neither Nick Jonas nor the show's producers came out and said he was unhappy, it's not uncommon for actors to leave projects when they're bored or their schedules don't fit with the demands of the project. Also, viewers were curious about Flynn Morrison's departure from the show. Last Man Standing featured Flynn Morrison as Boyd Baxter. As part of a larger shift in the show's trajectory, the producers chose to cast someone else in his role, and he departed after season 6. The character of Boyd was presented as the grandson of Tim Allen's Mike Baxter. His early years as a cast member were characterized by endearing and humorous interactions with his family. Flynn gave Boyd the impression of being a charming, mischievous, and at times wiser than the average child his age, making him a fan favorite. When he left and the program recast, it was a decision that would shape the show's trajectory in significant ways. Flynn Morrison's departure was the result of a typical, behind-the-scenes decision, as is common in television shows with kid actors. Particularly in the comedy industry, it can be challenging for kid actors to mature and fit everything in. At first, Boyd was supposed to be a little kid. However, Flynn's appearance began to misalign with the character's age as the series progressed due to his weight gain. In order for the character's age to be consistent with the plot of Last Man Standing, the authors and directors likely felt that another actor should play the role. Following ABC's cancellation, Last Man Standing returned for a 7th season on Fox. Main characters and minor characters alike underwent significant transformations for the upcoming season. Boyd Baxter was portrayed for the remainder of the series by Jet Juergensmeyer, another actor. Because of Boyd's central role in the family dynamic, it is not uncommon for the role to be recast on television. Those who have become attached to the previous actor, nevertheless, may find this unpleasant, which is why I refer you to the following description the next time you wish to rewatch Salem's Lot on television. IMFRM, please. Here, the recasting served to modernize the show and ensure that the actors were a good fit for the evolving plot. In particular, given that Boyd was meant to have a more substantial role in subsequent episodes. A number of key characters, such as Erica Alexander, left the show, leading to numerous cast changes. When Erica Alexander became sick of portraying the role of Carol, Mike and Vanessa Baxter's neighbor and friend, she decided to leave the program after season 7. Carol was a reoccurring character that brought joy to the Baxter family with her eccentric antics and hilarious antics. Although her departure was less widely reported than other major cast changes, it was nonetheless obvious that her character would not be returning for subsequent seasons. Among Erica Alexander's many reasons for leaving Last Man Standing was the character she played. Carol was portrayed as a welcoming and supportive neighbor who frequently shared wise words of wisdom and entertaining anecdotes with the Baxters, particularly Vanessa. However, as the show progressed, the plots involving other major characters, such as Mike and Mandy, became more prominent than those involving Carol. Perhaps this was a factor in Alexander's decision to go from the program, since it left little space for her character to develop or evolve. Typically, minor characters in sitcoms don't have long story arcs and take a back seat while the main characters go through the show. Carol might have been an exception to this rule. Similarly, Erica Alexander was a veteran of the entertainment industry before appearing on Last Man Standing. This wasn't the first time she could have looked around. Prior to her role as Carol, she gained fame portraying Maxine Shaw on Living Single. She had also appeared in and worked on numerous more film and television projects. As an accomplished actress with many talents, Alexander may have felt that her role on Last Man Standing no longer contributed to her professional aims and ambitions. This holds truer still if playing Carol wasn't satisfying her creative needs, since she sought for larger or more diversified roles that would have allowed her to showcase her talents more effectively. It could have been the correct decision for her to leave the program. Network comedies in particular tend to run for 9 seasons, which is an extremely lengthy duration for any television show. You wouldn't expect a comedy to endure, yet Last Man Standing, starring Tim Allen, did just that. The show featured Tim Allen as Mike Baxter, the manager of an outdoor sporting goods store, and focused mostly on his connections with his female relatives, including his wife, kids, grandchild, and male relatives. The show premiered on ABC and was conceived by Jack Burdett. It aired for 9 years on Fox before ending in 2021.